Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. Today we got a 5K Titans event from the recent Scoop event. This took place on May 19th, the Final Table anyhow. It was a 2-day event. We got European on the Final Table, Wizzo, Padilla, Drew Durs, Smilly, Hello Toddy, Grozorg, King, and Whale. Thanks to KalipokerTV Poker Replays for the replay. There'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV Poker Replays, so you can go check them out if you prefer to watch in silence. We got a couple of ducks for Wizzo. They're going to start things off with a min open. Grozorg with 7-6 in the big blind. Suited and booted. We should see a flop here. Looks like they're not looking at the screen right now. Let's look at the payouts there just for a quick second. We got choppity chop. When we get to final two, that's bad news. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of a heads up battle. But it's 107k for the victory, 100k for second place. The other numbers down there don't really matter, but we got 15.5 grand for the first player to leave. Grozorg eventually comes back and we get a king queen 4 flop. Should be pretty boring. Wizzo will probably c-bet and take the pot down. They could even bet a big blind here. Wait, Grozorg has 16? Maybe you don't bet a big blind here. Maybe I'm wrong about that. As Wizzo just proved it. What does it really matter? They bet small, take the pot down. It's always kind of cool to see everybody's sizings. Aces for Padilla is going to come in for the open. So we get a few GLs. Grozorg with 10-8 suited will hit the muck from the small blind. Hello Toddy with Jack 6-0 in the big. Probably going to let this go. Padilla opening off of 14 blinds. Ace King for Whale. Not too much doing behind. Nothing really ahead. European with 10-9-0. A bigger stack, second place position. Just gonna let this one go. Ace 9 for Grozorg. Like, not likely to play it. We're not calling. Not on the final table here in the Titans event. I don't think you're gonna get a 3-bet. Nah, it's just a fold. We're moving along. 6-10 for Toddy. They love to see flops, not from the small, with some shitty old 6-10-0. 4-4 for Smilly. Wizzo with an ace. First place position, about 63 blinds. They're gonna fold. Those 4s for Smilly looking hot. There's about 6 blinds in total. King in second last place. 9.5. No wonder we got Grozorg in third last. I don't know why I'm going up from the bottom. Then we got Padilla. Then Toddy, Whale, Drew, European, and Wizzo. When we do get this in pre, we're looking for an 8-jack or heart. The 4s make a set on the flop. We're looking for a heart, Brendan. I was ignoring that 4. Anyways. Drew Durs does double up Smilly. Gives them a little bit of chips. 13 blinds in total. Not a great spot, but another double up would bring him up to a very comfy 26 blinds. You're going to have to wait around patiently. Anyways, we got 4s for Toddy. 33 bigs. I'll open it up. Padilla with a couple 8s in the big blind. 16 blinds in total. Might just yoink this in pre-flop. And Toddy's going to have a decision. 14 more to call into a pot of 34. Your 4s are flipping a lot. There's some like ace 5 suited that's bluffing that you just hate to flip against. Hopefully Toddy can find the fold here, preserve those pennies. Go on the tank here. Uh-oh. Padilla jamming. Our 4's gonna make another set, yo. Toddy's all the way in the tank here. They just don't want to click the call button. No, don't do it. Fold. Oh, they hit the call button. 4 on the flop, though. So 4s make a boat. Padilla did have outs to the 10 or 8. They don't get there. Hello, Toddy gets a little lucky. 51 blinds, third place position now. It went all the way in the tank. I was really hoping for a fold. It's nice to see them with pennies in their pockets, but that doesn't really feel good. It doesn't sit right. Hello, Toddy's a great player. You want to just see them play, you know, amazing instead of getting lucky. We lose a strong player too, Bedelia. Oh boy, this is a rough pot. Jack 7 suited. Gonna limp it in. European with Jack 6-0. Oh. Queen 8-2 flop. 2 diamonds, no hearts. So European does have a backdoor flush draw. 3 blinds in the middle. Both players with backdoor straight draws. European will bet a blind. Wizzo doesn't have a great reason to continue. They are just going to let the better Jack High go. I guess that was kind of cool to see. Drew with 41 blinds and an ace. Ace 4-0. Yeah, it doesn't feel too comfy raising into Wizzo's button. European small blind. Then whale in the big with plenty of chips to throw around as well. Look at this here. Wizzo opening the Jack 9-0. European calls from the small with the Jack 10. Whale's out of there with 8-4. We get a Queen 3-2 flop. Certainly a... Wait. 3 in a row for European. Did we get a bet and a call? Does European ever find a check raise here? No heart in their holding? Probably not. Wizzo goes in the tank. Checks it back. We both make a pair of jacks. There's not a lot of chop outs, right? Like 2 pairs? What about an ace? Like ace, queen, jack. Yeah, they'd play their... So we need the board to pair to chop the pot, or a 9 or 10. Or sorry, not a 10. Obviously the 10 is good for European. Anyways, Wizzo bets 3.5 blinds into 6. European's gonna find the call. 6 on the river. Yeah, this is just European's pot, yo. 13 blinds in the middle. I don't know if Wizzo bets again. Let's just quickly go check, and 13 blinds will slide over to a European. Nice call from the small there. Five, 4 suited. Wizzo now in second place. Gonna let that one go. European on the button. 8-4 suited. Looks like an open, but we got king in the big blind off 9. So European says, fuck it, we're out of there. Well with 9-3-0. Do we walk out the short stack? We do. King gets a walk. Up to 10.5 blinds. Gets an ace-9 suited in the small. Grosarg with ace-8 suited. We could get a Drew Durs open. King Jack-O. Tough seat for Drew though. Again, we got Wizzo to our left. European, 1 seat over. Drew still finds the open. King is in a tough spot here with this ace-9. It's not like ace-10 suited. Can't make good straights Broadway with it. Still make some wheels. Ace-9 anyways. King is going to yoink it all in for 10 blinds. And they do get this through pre. Queen Jack. Drew is thinking about another stab at the pot. They'll say no. Ace-8. Wizzo will open it up. 8-3 suited for Toddy in the big blind. Has plenty of chips. Closing the action pre-flop. I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 cards. Toddy says nope. Nope, just wrong. 8-8 for Grozorg. 13 blinds. It is kind of interesting to see what they elect to do. Seems like just a jam, right? Yeah, it is just a jam, and they'll just take it down pretty, so not too interesting. I was just wondering, do we ever min raise? 13 blinds seems too tricky. Oh no! Jacks versus kings. 2 big stacks. Wizzo opens it up. European is going to come in for a 3-bet. Fun to see what size they go. Probably small, right? No. Big stacks. We go 7 blinds. That's a pretty middling-ish size. Final tables, you see a lot of like 5.5. That's probably when you're more shallow. And in what later positions? Under the gun open. European doesn't want to scare away Wizzo. He says 7 blinds to go. Doesn't go like 9 or 10. That'd be too big. Oh, but a jack on the flop. Dirty flop, yo. Jack 9-6. 2 diamonds. European without a diamond. Not going to get away from this one on the flop, but wouldn't be surprised to see some nasty runouts, and European doesn't put all the pennies in the middle. Ooh, nasty runout. King of diamonds on the turn. Top set for second set. Flush did complete, and Queen 10 makes a straight. Queen 10 less likely, but some sort of suited A6 is very possible for both players. Wizzo still has the diamond draw, but of course, nasty river would be a boat for both players, a 6 or 9. European does bet small here, 5.5. Like, if we see a diamond, doesn't the river just go check? Queen of spades, a 1-liner to a 10. 27 blinds in the middle is still a pretty damn big pot, but I don't know if we get any more in the middle. Like, yeah, there's still the worst sets. If European finds a bet, that'd be pretty impressive here. Says, I don't know if you're going to have a 10, yo. They bet 18 blinds. Very nicely done by European. Hopefully he does not get bluffed off the pot. Doesn't even matter if it gets called. The balls to fire off a river bet on that river there. A 1-liner to a 10. Wizzo's like, this is not ace king. You're not going for value with ace king here. What are you bluffing with? Some sort of like, fuck, I don't know, ace jack with a diamond? I don't know, dude. Wizzo does find the call. Very nice pot there. Crazy run out there too. Europeans up to 86 blinds. Whale with an ace and a king. Queen for Toddy. Grozorg with ace 9 suited, 13.5 blinds. I think we're going to pass. We're probably out of there, right? You see Smilly folding a king. It's bad news for Whale. Don't we just have a big flip here? Toddy bets 3 bets, that is, to 6 blinds. If I'm Whale, I think do I yoink? I personally don't like the 4 bet to like 12 because it's tough to play, yo. But on the final table in the 5K Titans event, somebody might click the 4 bet to like 12 blinds here. Then we'll get the 5 bet. Okay, 13.5 blinds. 5 bet all in will come in, surely. We 5 bet to like 20? This is silly. Dottie deep in the tank again. Jams. 5 bets all in. Gets a quick call. Ace on the flop. We're looking for a queen. Ah! Queen on the river. Toddy gets there. 70 one blind slide their way. They're up to about 80 now, just behind European. And we lose whale. Was looking to surely double up there. And king gets a couple of jacks. They bet to 6 blinds off what? 12? That gets through. Kind of a weird spot for king under the gun. You don't really want to raise to 2 blinds off 12. Not a strong hand with the jack, and the jack feels awkward. I guess you just stick it in and hope somebody picks up another strong hand that's worse than yours, obviously. Anyways, Toddy raises king 8 suited and gets the raise to a pre. Oh, my computer's acting up, yo. King 10 suited. Drew will open it on up. King 2 suited for European. He's thinking about something sneaky here. He's thinking 3 bet. 3 bets to 5.5. Drew with that king 10 suited is in a weird spot, 30 blinds behind. Do we want a 4 bet? Not really. We do want to see a flop, but we don't really want to call here. We got Smilly off 8. Sorry, about 9 blinds. King at 12.5. Grozerg at 12. Again, Drew at 30 just has to fold with Wizzo now down to 21.5. Hello, Toddy and European with all the chips in play. Drew above all the shorties. Queen 8 opens the cutoff. Flops middle pair. Will bet small. Get ace high off the pot. European takes a little one there. Jack for Drew Durs. They're gonna raise it on up under the gun. Probably not get much action. Oh, Smilly's got a poo, yo. Smilly's gotta take a shit. Jack will get the raise through pre. Surely you can just hold it. Put it on your phone or something. Ace 5 suited for Smilly. Might get an open raise from the queen 2 suited from Toddy. Surely. 2.5 blinds to go. Smilly's got a poo so that they don't get in. Toddy calls, hoping to oblige that poo, but we get the nut flush. 17 blinds for Smilly. Ace 7 for Grozard. Are we gonna come in for the open raise jam? Nope. 11 blinds. King 8 suited for Toddy. We'll open it up. Smilly with a couple of 4s. We'll 3 bet to 9 blinds, leaving themselves with 8 behind. Really makes me feel like they don't have to poo. You would preserve some chips there just in case somebody 4 bets all in. You would just 3 bet all in yourself if you had to poo real bad. 9-9 for Grozark. 11 blinds will rip it all in and take it down pre. Grozark certainly doesn't have to poo. 7.7 blinds. They even preserve 3.3 just in case some crazy bets go in. Queen 9 suited for Drew off 30 blinds, again in a weird spot. Willing to play. Opens it up and they should get this through pre. Good to see Drew still stay in the game here. Smilly back up to up to 21 blinds anywho. Queen 10 suited. Would be nice to see them get or go for the raise. It's not gonna get through. Ah, they fold. Ace 10-0 for Grozark in the big blind. Wizzo will open Ace 4 suited from the cutoff. Grozark 13 blinds. Yoink it on it. Oh, do we call? Feels rough, yo. Think we jam. There's our jam. Take it down. Like if you had more chips to play with, then certainly you could play the hand, but With that stack, you're just jamming. Hope for the best. Ace-6 suited. Is this a little bit more playability? Grozorg says, not quite, Brendan. 16.5 blinds. Rip in that suited ace and we go to break. Smiley gets a chance to poo. Oops. King with an ace-4 suited could be in a little trouble coming back from break here. 10 blinds. I would jam this in quite happily. Ace-Jack suited for Grozorg. Yikes, dude. No way Toddy 4-bets the King-7 suited. Smiley will be out of there quicker than that shit. Ace-4 calls, of course, looking for a 10, a 3, a 4. We get the Queen of Diamonds. Smiley puts out a 3, hoping for his buddy to get there. In the end, we lose King. Grozorg wins a nice pot, 30 blinds. They're in the game now, hanging out at the same stack as Drew. Queen Jack O from the cutoff will open it up and get it on through. Ace-7 for European. I'll open it up. Hello Toddy with Ace-8 suited. They're just gonna let this one go. European gets it on through. Ace-5 for Drew. Should get the chance to open it up from the button. King 9-0 for Wizzo. Wizzo will get out of there. Nice big sizing by Drew, 2.5 blinds. King 2-0 for European. Not a very fun hand to have from any position, really. Not surprised to see the fold. King 10-0 for Toddy will open under the gun. Ace-Jack suited. Uh-oh. Wizzo will yoink this in, right? 15 blinds. Toddy opens under the gun. That's not too worrisome. Ace-Jack suited. Rips it on in. European waiting in the big blind with a couple of jacks. Or did I say big blind? Small blind. Small blind for European. Jack, Jack. Jack, Jack. Well, call. Very interesting happening. Toddy should get out of there still. Yep. Looking for an ace, some diamonds, a chop. Oh, diamond, diamond? Nope. Nope. Just like that, we do lose Wizzo, who came in first place, if I'm not wrong. Ace-9 suited for Drew. There's just gonna open it on up. Lost a couple pots to European, obviously, and then lost a big one there with the Ace-Jack suited with a very reasonable jam. King-6 suited, that called a button. 10-6 3-flop, all spades. Drew will check. Tough to play against European with 100 and what was 108 blinds. They say I can stick 2 more in the middle, no problem. Make a pair of 6s, check back the flop. 4 on the turn. Drew's looking for an ace or 9 dealer. Only 6 blinds in the middle. Doesn't look like a lot compared to European, but you look around at the rest of the table and you think, holy shit, Drew could use those 6 blinds. Dealer, throw out an ace or 9. European, how about you give him a free river? No, come on. That's 2 blinds. Oh boy, Drew just lets it go, of course. He's got ace-9 of diamonds. There's 3 spades out there. No straight draw, no flush draw. There's ace high, Drew folds. Jack 10-0, European opens, gets a couple ace highs to fold. Smiley with Jack 3-0. We'll let that go. E7 for Toddy from the button here. Looks like a raise and take it down, Bree. Couple aces in the blinds. Drew with 28.5. Limps it on in. Ace-7. Oh, not the most appealing hand. Feels like you have to see a flop facing a raise Thankfully, European checks back there. Ace 9-2-2 flop. So we do got plenty of chop opportunities here. Isn't it any card above an 8? Am I wrong about that? Ace 9-8-2-2. It's 5 cards. Good math. Ace 3 will bet a blind. We get a quick call. 9 on the turn. So we're looking for a 7 or 3. Otherwise, what about an ace? Ace would give Drew the pot. Four and a half blinds. Get another small bet. 1.5. No flush draws, no straight draws out there. Does Drew ever check raise the turn? That'd be kind of silly. Just ace high. Jack on the river. Goes check. I check. European checks. Ace 3 for Smilly. I don't know if we play this. 16.5 blinds. Our bowel's empty. We just fold. 7-3 European. Looks like a raise. No, we're not taking it down. Grozorg's got 9-8-0. Has some playability. 30 blinds. 3.5 is a big size. Grozorg does go in the tank a little bit. They do land on the call option. Queen 9-3 flop. Both players with a pair. Weird spot for European. They might continue to tell the story. They land on the check option after thinking about it for a second. There's a little bit of showdown value. Grozorg checks back the 9. 5 on the turn. Are we just going to showdown now in European shoes? Looks like it. Let's see if Grozorg will take over the betting lead now that it's been checked over to him twice. Nope. I think we just check this down. Does European find a way to bluff a 9 off the pot? Jack 10 gets there, any king gets there? Nope. We're just showing down the 3. 9's not gonna bet. Grozorg takes a pot that puts him in 3rd place. I think he was behind Drew there. 8-6-0 European will raise the button. Queen 8 suited for Toddy in the vig. Jack 4-4 flop. Board looks a little better for European's hand. They bet 1 blind. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, 8 high. We'll get queen high off the pot. King, queen for Grozorg. They will raise the button. Smilly was 7-5-0 in the big blind. 16.5 blinds in total. It is a min raise. I don't know if we want to see a flop though. Oh, we get a ducks. I didn't even realize Toddy had ducks. Somehow they find a 3-bet to 7 blinds swiftly. 2-2. Toddy 3-bets. Grozorg rips it in for 33 and they take it down. Pretty nicely done. Interesting little 3-bet there. Just trying to think about it. I don't, like, personally I would never do that. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's like, it's hello Toddy. They know what they're doing there. Maybe they just think Grozorg's coming in for too many opens. Trying to take it down pre with a 3-bet. I wonder. Anyways, King 9 for Smilly looks like a limp pot. Queen 10-7 flop went check check. Deuce on the turn. Drew bangs off bottom pair. No King Jack or 9. We get a 7 on the river. Smilly's gonna show down the king, right? Drew could always bet a big blind. Maybe 1.5 or something. 1.5. And Smilly does find it with the king, the call with the king high, which is no good. Down to 12.5 for Smilly. Drew is up to 31. They get a couple 10s from the small. King 9 over European. It would be cool to see a limp and a raise. Does Drew somehow jam or 3 bets smaller? European raises to 3 blinds. Like, do we make it 9? 9 blinds to go. No, we get a call. 5-4-3 flop. Clean board for Drew's 10s. Like ace deuce and a few other straight draws. 6-2, 6-7. Few other straights get there. Or a few other flop straights. There's a few flop straights. King 9 will bet 2.2 blinds. 10-10 is going nowhere, of course. I kind of like a call. Drew goes in the tank and they go for the check raise. 7.7 blinds, and surely that will take the pot down. European's looking for a king. There's a flush draw out there and he's got none of it. No straight draw, European's gone. Ace queen for Smelly. Ace queen suited. 12.5 blinds. They do come in for the min raise. We are 5-handed. No action though. Six 4 for European. They open the button. That's a big stack, yo. 107 blinds. We get a call from the small cruiser with queen 9 suited. Ace 8-0 for Toddy in the big blind. Likes a 3-bet. They land on the call option. King 7-7 flop. No pairs for nobody. No straight draws. Like backdoor draws. No backdoor flush draws for nobody. That's for true. European with 6 high will bet real small, 1.66, and the bet gets through. I love to see it. European leveraging the big stack. Queen 2 for Smilly does get a walk. That's good news. 15 blinds. We got aces for Toddy. True with King 10-0. We'll see a flop. Uh-oh. Drew's thinking about a 3-bet. They land the call. Good stuff. No pairs. 8-6-3 flop. No draws. King 10 high. Wait, there's a backdoor straight draw. 9-7. My apologies. 4 blind bet by Toddy's aces, and they take the bet or the pot down. Holy fuck, yo. 6-4 suited. Grosark has a few pennies to play with. 38 blinds. Nope. Not gonna play this time. That was a shit hand, wasn't it? They thought about it. They were thinking about a raise. Instead we get a Drew Durs, limp it on in from the small blind. 6-7 checks it on back, and we get a 10-5-3 flop. European does have a straight draw to the 4. Drew with backdoor straight draws, checks it on over, and feels like they're done with the pot. European bets a blind, and Drew's gone. 6-6, Drew will raise, and King 4-0 for Grosark. I'm not too sure about this one here. I hate it so much I might 3-bet. Grosark feels the same. 8.5 blinds to go. I think Drew jams over this. It is a big healthy 3-bet to 8.5 blinds. Drew 4 bets all in. Takes it down pretty big pot sliding over to Drew. 43 blinds in total now. 2-4 suited for European. Will raise from the button. Grosark with ace 10-0 from the small. 10-7 suited for Toddy in the big blind. Grosark's thinking 3-bet. They go on the tank. Ace 10 doesn't mind a call. Grosark says we'll 3-bet bluff to 8 blinds. This one should get through. This one should work out. European, 6 more to call. They say, fuck it. I'm out of there. King 4-0 European has plenty of chips, 110 blinds. Thinks about it. Says no. 5-3 suited Toddy from the small blind. Playing 14 blinds deep. Limps it on in. Tough spot for Toddy. 9-5 for Smilly. Flops a little pair of 9s on the Jack 9 flop. Backdoor flush draw for Smilly. Toddy with I think the word's gusto or something like this. As the gusto or something like this. Toddy finds a pair of 3s. They're gonna slow on down. Ace of clubs on the river. The flush gets there. Toddy says, I've got this little bit of showdown value against some missed straight draws. Smelly shows him a 9. Almost back in the game with 17.5 blinds for Smilly. Jack 10 for European. They open it up. Ace 6-0 for Drew in the big blind. Calls. Ace 9 2 flop. European with 3 in a row. 3 hearts. Drew with the toppest of pairs. Get a small C bet to 1.3 blinds. European might tell his story here. Drew with a weak top pair. Now 3 of a kind. Feels much more comfortable, but there is 2 flush draws out there. Drew's gonna be in a weird spot if he faces a bet on the turn. Like, do we raise or do we call? It's not gonna be an easy decision. Get a full pot size bet. Do we raise or do we call? I really don't know. And you can't really decide till you see the pot or the bet. Drew goes in the tank. Feels like a raise was coming in. They land on the call. Good news for them. Europeans got Jack high. Hopefully Drew checks. Good stuff. I think you just got to give European the chance to bluff. It's been beautifully played by Drew. 23 blinds in the middle. European doesn't take the bait any further. Nice big pot for Drew, who's now up to 54 blinds. Second place position, has played a beautiful game. Smilly with the aces. European with 9-7-0 in the big blind. We will see a flop here. Unless Smilly makes it like 3 blinds to go or something. Then European might say, what the fuck's up with the sizing, yo? We get a min raise and a call and a 5-4-2 flop. European might elect to lead, I suppose. Nope. They check it on over. Aces check it back. Deuce on the turn. No equity for European, but they've got 9 high. 9 high. Straight draw blockers. Flush draw blockers. They bet 4 blinds. Aces call. 4 on the river. Double paired board. 9 high for European. 3 pairs for Smilly. Flush draw misses. 11 blinds behind. European goes in the tank. Checks it on over. Nice little check back on the flop by Smilly. Gets a few pennies out of the big stack on the turn. Jams it all in on the river and they take it down swiftly. Blinds go up. Doopity-doo. Ace 10 over Smilly. They open. European with ace jack. I don't know if we 3-bet here. With 5-handed, we very well could. What is it, about 19 blinds for Smilly? That's bad news. We could get this in pre. We do get a 3-bet to 5 blinds. Hopefully Smilly finds a way to escape the situation. Or a 10 would do. 3 blinds to call. Oof. Smilly does escape danger and finds the fold. Nicely done. Nasty, nasty fold. Europeans. I don't know. Well, they don't know anything in game. They just got a 3-bet through. Suppose they're rather indifferent to the situation. Queen 6 suited. Open it up. I was just thinking like the ace jack, 3 bets. You get ace 10 to fold. Are you getting value from anything? Is it a bluff? Nines for Grozark jam versus the open from Europeans. Queen 6 suited and they get it through. Jack 8 suited for Toddy. We'll open it on up and get it on through. Not too much doing here. European was 6-5-0 and the big gets a walk. At least it was fast, you know? At least it didn't take 5 seconds for people, or 50 seconds for people to fold. 5 seconds isn't too long. King Queen. Toddy changes up the pace and limps it on in. Ace 2 for European. Do we come along to the flop here? Do we raise it on up as a big old bluff? 5 blinds to go. European says, Toddy, get out of here, but I don't think it's going to work out. 4 into like 11.5. King Queen O. A 3-bet would be nasty. What size would we make it? Like 11.5? Oh, King Queen does just hit the muck. Toddy thinks about it for a little while and says, fuck it, I might have to preserve chips here. Let's look at the pay jumps. Kind of about 13 grand if Smilly busts. Hello, Toddy says, maybe I'll wait for a better spot. Oh, King 10 opens the button. Ace 9 defends the big for Toddy. 10-9 2 flop. And European bets large on the wet board. There's 2 diamonds out there. That deuce is irrelevant. Holy fuck, does that deuce not matter? Anyways, 10-9 2. Toddy check raises to 10.5 with the middle pair. Oh no, yikes. European. Do we 3-bet the flop? It's Toddy. We fold top pair. Somebody tell me what's going on there. Is that a bluff with ace 9? There's so much going on that flop except for that deuce, yo. Quackity quack, just sitting there, all clubs and all. Hello, Toddy. Check raises. And it was a pretty big bet, 10.5 blinds. European will get bet through there with the top as the pairs. That doesn't matter. Ace 7 suited versus ace king. This is a little interesting. But I think we just get a 3-bet through pre-flop. Oh, there's 5s from the small blind. Smilly's all in. I didn't even see the pocket pair once again. So Drew's going to jam 40. Might take a little bit of time here. Doesn't even reach the time bank, but we're still going to see the flip looking for an ace or king. We find it on the turn. No 5, and Smilly is Gonzo Alonzo. 5th place gets about 40k coming in as one of the short stacks. Did a pretty good job of surviving. And sucks to see such a strong player come in with such a unfortunate situation. All the strong players with big stacks, tough to get back in the game. Smilly kind of just hung out, did what they could. Ace Queen for Drew. Will open it up. King 10 0 for European. They find the call from the button. Couple of king highs will fold the blinds. 10-7-4 flop is not too bad for the old European. A lot of straight draws out there. Drew is not in love with the situation, but it feels like we have to see a turn. 1.5 blind bet. Easy call. Don't think European folds to a check raise. 7 on the turn. Paired board. A lot of draws miss yo, but there's a flush draw now. European will likely bet again. Weird spot. I was gonna say I was thinking about when I said they're likely gonna bet again. Drew might have some flush draws, but how many straight draws is Drew gonna have here? Not many at all. European will have a boatload, so that's why I was kind of feeling like they'll bet again. Because Drew might find a hero call with the ace high. European says maybe we wait to the river to bet. 6 of hearts. 8, 9 gets there. Ace queen folds, but I'm just wondering, do we get paid off on the turn? Like, what do we even bet? Like, we don't really want to bet half pot or less. Tough to get called by ace high if you're betting too big though, so weird spot. We are gonna move along. A little flush draw for Grozorg. Drew has a straight draw to the jack and the best of it with king high for the time being. 9, 7 or heart. Grozorg goes for a small bet, and that will actually just get the job done. About 5 blinds slide their way. Still in the game with 27. Nice to see it's a 4-way battle. 6-5 suited. Drew's gonna limp it in. European with jack 9 suited. They check it back. 10, 3, 2 flop. European's got 3 in a row, all of the same suit. Drew has a gutter. 4 of hearts to the straight flush. They bet 1 blind. Queen on the turn, a juicy card. It's not a club, but European is open-ended to the 8 or king. Jack high is still best. Drew bets 3.3 into 4.5. European will see a river, I do believe. There's still plenty of straight draws you're ahead of. Flush draws. Some flush draws you're ahead of. Drew obviously has both of those. King of hearts on the river, so European makes a straight, Drew makes a flush. 4-handed. Does this somehow get all in on the river? Drew bets 7 blinds. European will think. So there's like 2 pairs and sets we could try to get called by. Maybe we bet like 20 something. Low 20s. 23. 20. Quick call by the flush, and 51 blinds will slide over to Drew. First place position 75, almost 76 blinds. What a beautiful, beautiful game by Drew. Oh, it's fun to see. 5-7-0 for Grozorg. We'll get a walk. Hoo-wee. European still has plenty of chips. 57 blinds. King 10-0 will raise from the button. 7-8 for Toddy in the big blind. Toddy's thinking, but surely we're just gonna call and see a flop, right? Flop in 2 pairs. 8-7-6 flop. European has the straight draw to the 9. There's a flush draw out there. Do we ever check this back with king high? Nope. About half pot. Toddy, I think, is sizing up a raise. They say no siree. We're gonna just play call on this wet ass board. Jack of diamonds on the turn brings in another flush draw, and there's 10 blinds in the middle. European still blocks the old 10-9. queen on the river after the turn goes check check. Tough spot for Toddy. Do we check and try to let the bluffs go for another stab? Does a queen X call or bet on the river? Toddy says maybe I'll bet 2.5 blinds, maybe induce a raise. Not likely. European does go in the tank. They're a non-believer with the king 10. They say I want to raise you so badly. But the bet gets through, of course. King 10's out of there. King 9, Drew gets a walk. Ace King for European, not much doing. Drew with 10-9. Oh, will play this hand. Limps it on in. European will raise. Interesting to see what size they go for. Small sizing, 3.5, 2.5 to call. Drew will be in there and see a flop. King 5-3, 2 spades. Europeans got that. Ace of spades, top pair, top kicker. Backdoor wheel draw. Drew does have a few backdoor straight draws in there, but they will not be seeing a turn. Nope. Queen for Toddy once again. King 10-0 for Drew. On the button, 73 blinds in total, 48 effective. Would be fun to see a 3-bet here. Good shit, 6 blinds to go. 46 behind. Does Toddy ever call? Four-handed, feels like a 4-bet with the queen. Does it ever call? I think we're 4-betting. So what size do we go? We got 48 blinds. I was gonna say 14. Toddy says a little bit bigger. 16 blinds to go, and the 4-bet gets through. Ace Queen for Drew. Will raise and take it down, Bree. 10-4-0 for Toddy, and the big blind is not a calling hand. Nope. So after that 3-bet there, Drew's hanging out still fine in first place with about 68 blinds. Queen 8-0 facing the limp will check it back and flop top pair, which is good news for Drew. Not going to get any bets out of Toddy, who's pretty well tied up now with European. 54 blinds for Toddy, 55 for European, and then Grozark still in the game, 25.5 blinds. Toddy's gonna donate a few pennies over here. 2 blinds to go. Drew with the toppest of boats. Calls 10 on the river. So the flush completes. That should be irrelevant, I think. Like a few ace highs would lose to a flush now. Toddy bets 4.5. So they only lose like 6.5 in total. I guess plus the limp. So make it 7. Queen 8 calls. Drew says I'm not going to raise for value. Very interesting. Wants to see Toddy's bluff there? No. Maybe just thinks he can't get called by worse. Queen 10 for Toddy. Gonna open it up. Ace 5 for European in the big blind. 10-9. 3 flop. Toddy with the toppest of pairs. European with the backdoor straight draw. Backdoor flush draw. 5 blinds in the middle. If Toddy bets big enough, they'll take it down. Instead, they actually just check it on back. 3 on the turn. Top pair checks it on back. European has showdown value. No reason to bluff, I don't think, with that ace 5-0. Or ace 5 suited, sorry. We do bang off an ace on the river as it just checks down. European does make top pair in a small pot. Go for some value here. 1 blind. Toddy Do we ever raise? That's bad news for Toddy. Too small of a bet by European. Nah, Toddy just calls and wins the absolute minimum there for European. 3-3. Toddy opens and takes it down pretty. King, king versus ace, ace. Poker stars. Just fucking up Drew's day here. Drew comes in for the open off the big stack. Hello, Toddy, the nice aggressive player. 3 bets you from the big blind. We get a 4 bet to what size? 16.5. Do we go a little bit bigger? No, a little bit smaller. 14.5. Toddy will 5 bet non all in to like 20 blinds. 21. Going to tank first. 21.5. Drew's turn. Do we 6 bet to 29? Drew goes in the tank. No, we just jam. We'll get this all in pre-Toddy snap calls. We're looking for a king. Oh, looking for oh. 93 blinds. We'll slide over to Toddy. I was thinking like clubs. Nope. I was thinking like, what about a jack? I don't know. Then there's a boat on the board for Toddy. Ace queen for Drew. We'll call pre versus the ace-9 suited. Jack 6-6 flop. So just like that, Drew with 27.5 blinds, just barely ahead of Grozorg. European doesn't flop much, but we'll bet 1 blind in position. Drew with no queen, but ace queen can call 5 on the turn. 7 blinds in the middle, 2 flush draws out there, plenty of straight draws. Probably for both players here. Jack 6-6 flop, 5 on the turn. European checks it back, 4 hearts on the river, the flush draw. Front door flush draw gets there. 8-7, 7-3, 3-2. Drew checks over ace queen. Oh, no action from ace 9. Drew will take a little pot there. Ace 5 for Drew in the small. Ace jack suited for European in the big. Will get a limp and a raise and a decision. Probably a call, right? It's going to be a little dependent on the size. And we get a small raise to 3 blinds. I think it's still just a call, but we are interested in that small size. 6-4-2 flop, all clubs. European flops the ace high flush draw. There is a straight flush draw with the 3-5 of clubs, which won't be in either player's holdings. Ace 5 with a straight draw to the 3 gets a free turn. The 4 of spades. 6.5 blinds in the middle. I don't know if Drew's gonna put any more chips in there. He would have had to bang off a magical 3 on the turn. That's a non-club. And you might get a few chips out of him. 8 of hearts on the river. 6.5 blinds in the middle. Does Drew ever find a hero call? He's got to be so curious about the little raise pre. The 3 blinds. Check back the flop. Check back the turn. This smells like a trap. Europeans in position. How didn't they bet to the river 4.5 blinds? Can you imagine if Drew sniffs that out? I don't know if they want to call, yo. They're going in the tank. They're not too happy about the situation. Such a small, nice fold by Drew. What a beautiful game. Gets fucked over by PokerStars with the aces and kings, but other than that, it's been nothing but superb play by Drew. Putting on a clinic. Jack 10-0. Gonna open the button and get it through pre. 32 blinds for Drew. Deserves them all. Ace 9 for Grozorg. We'll rip in 22 blinds and get it through pre. 10-5 for Toddy. Still in the hand. There's way too many pennies to play with. Can you imagine he somehow calls 41%? Grozorg would be so cheesed. 9-9 for Toddy. Raises to 3.5. Drew does have a little bit of a 3-betting potential possibility brewing. A little bit of a 3-bet here. You could make it 7.5 or something small. 8.5 is the size Drew elects to go with. Toddy is going to jam over top of it no matter what size you go for. And the bet's going to get through, of course. I suppose Drew could have saved a big blind. But other than that, they just took a spot there. Unfortunate timing. Toddy's going to be so aggressive. That 3-bet should be absolutely printing. Ace 10 comes in for the open. 6-5 for European. Queen 6-3 flop. What if Toddy's just going to 4-bet relentlessly all in though? Then you just feel stupid for 3-bet bluffing the King 5-0. It's got to be better than calling. 3.5 blind open size. Interesting spot there for Drew. Anyways, we're moving along. Ace high. Checks back the flop. 2 pairs for European on a little bit of a wet ass board. A little bit of a wet ass board. 5 blinds in the middle. Gonna be a weird spot for Grozorg facing a bet here. It's going to be sizable, 3 3/4. That don't size up a river jam. Grozorg's going to be thinking about that for a second. Nice fold. Beautiful play by Grozorg, who says, you know what, I can fold as well as blinds go up. 2 shorties are hanging in there playing great games. Not that European Toddy or anybody else here played a silly game, but we're really seeing some spectacular play. 10-10 for Grozorg. European with 8-10 will open the button. 3-bet all in comes in. 18.5 blinds to go and a quick fold. Jack. Grozorg might get a little action here. Ace 10-0 for Toddy. Aggressive as fuck. Has a lot of chips. Playing about 20 blinds deep. Might rip it all in or call. Got options from the small blind. 9-10 suited for Drew. Would love to see a flop as well as Toddy does call. Drew says, I might be in there too, guys. Don't mind me closing the action with a little Queen 9 of diamonds action. Toddy does have that 10 of diamonds, which sucks. Oh, a 3-bet all in. Drew has a misstep. That's bad news. Up until this point, Drew, we're going to need a queen. Dealer, any queens out there? A little 6 or something? A diamond would do. No, but we get the ace of spades, and Drew is gonzo. Alonzo. No cooler this time? No cooler. Oh, no. Queen 9 suited. Would have been interesting to see a flop. We would have saw ace of diamonds on the... I don't know if we would have called the flop bet. Drew might have been able to preserve their life there. Anyways, Grozorg is the beneficiary of a big pot. 42 blinds for him. 8-7 suited for Toddy. Season ace 7-6 flop in position. European. King 4 hearts. No hearts out there with the backdoor straight draw. King high. Whoa, how is there so many chips in the middle? There must have been a 3-bet. My apologies. I totally missed out on that. 18.5 blinds in the middle. Did European 3-bet? Checks over the ace high board. Hello, Toddy bets the pair of 7s. 18.5 blinds. That's what it looks like. An open and a 3-bet. And a call, of course. Toddy gets it through. Very interesting. I'll just quickly see what the fuck happened. Yeah, 8.5 blinds to go. Toddy calls. European checks the ace high board. Toddy bets, takes it down, and we're moving along on a break. European Europeans folding the button. Oh, they were in last place, third place position. 39 blinds. Ace King versus 10-10. Grossarg starts it off with a limp. Do we find a way to get 42 blinds in the middle? Toddy raises to 5 facing the limp. Grossarg will 3-bet. 12? $14. We are getting this in pre. Toddy quickly jams. Grossarg with the ace king calls. Looking for ace kings or diamonds. Oh, queen of clubs, but an ace on the river. Grossarg wins 84 blinds. Holy fuck. Now in a very comfy first place. Gets a 5 and a 3. We'll raise the... Oh, suited and booted. Lets it go. Toddy raises to 3.5 from the small with a couple of 10s. Queen 7-0 for European in the big blind. Not super appealing. Finds the fold. King Jack Toddy is back in there. Surely we're in there, right, Grossarg? 5-4 suited. King 5 flop. 3 of a kind. Toddy bets 1.6 blinds. Grossarg with that pair. A little pair of 5s and a shit kicker. Check raises to 4. No flush draw out there. It would be cool to see Toddy call on the flop here. But you're not likely getting too many more pennies out of a 5 anyhow. 10 on the turn. Does bring in a flush draw for Grossarg. Uh-oh. Toddy could be in trouble, or they're going to scoop a fair pot. They see the river for free. 13 blinds in the middle. Grossarg still's got that pair of 5s. Betting 2.5. You're not betting to induce a raise. Toddy with 3 of a kind. What do we raise to? 17.5. Maybe a little bigger. 19.5. 14.5. I was wrong. I thought size up. Toddy says, no, we size down. We're still trying to get caught by a 5, yo. Trying to get caught by a 5. Maybe a pocket pair. 6s through 9s. And the 5 does still find the call. Nice play by Toddy. Picking up a big pot and 70 blinds for him. 5-5 for Grossarg with 63 blinds. Limps it on in. Toddy with 5-4 suited in the big. Checks it on back. And we get a queen a3 flop. 2 hearts for Toddy. Again, just a pair of 5s for Grossarg. They check over the flop. No heart for Grossarg. 1.5 blind bet by Toddy. I kind of want to see Grossarg hang in there for a bet. Nice. 6 on the turn. Brings in a straight draw for Toddy now to the deuce or 7. Or open-ended with a flush draw. Does Toddy ever overbet here? I wonder if any bet gets the 5s off the pot. Obviously, if you bet too small, it won't look like anything, but Toddy bets 8 blinds. And the bet will get through. But I'm wondering if you can get the pair of 5s to fold if you bet like 3.5 blinds or something. Anything above 2 might get the job done, or, you know? But then your value and your bluffs aren't going to bet 2 blinds. Anyways, we're going to move along with an ace 10 and ace 9. 6-5-5 flop. Goes check 8 on the turn. Our kickers play. Alert everybody. 5 blinds in the middle. European checks. Hey, Europeans got that straight draw to the 7. 9 or 7. 8 or 6 or a chop pot. Queen on the river. We play ace. Queen 10, 5-5. Grossarg scoops the pot. I don't think anybody bets though. We just show it down, right? Grozorg wins the pot. The kicker plays. How exciting. Queen 2 suited for European. Queen Jack for Grozorg. European will raise to 3.5. Grozorg will at least call. I don't think we raise. Unless we want to just take it down pre somehow. No, Grozorg calls. King 10 3 flop. 1 spade for European. I got the backdoor straight draw as well. They bet 1.8. Grozorg is open-ended with the better queen high. Certainly coming along to the turn. 10 of hearts. European with little to no equity drawing to a deuce. Oh wait, a queen is a chop. 11 blinds in the middle. That would be okay for European. I do check over the turn. Grozorg bets half pot, and I think that just takes it down. No good reason for European to call. There's no flush draw out there. So like a 5-4 that floated the flop. Not likely. Not with a call, yo. Anyways, we're moving along. Ace 10, Grozorg in the small blind. Limps it on in. Hello, Toddy with Queen 6-0. Checks it on back. Flops top pair on the Queen Jack Jack flop. Straight draw to the king. Grozorg will lead out 1 blind and not get the bet through, of course. Toddy, toppest of pairs, calls 8 on the turn. Brings in another straight draw for Grozorg to the 9. Grozorg checks. Excuse me. Oh, bingo. Grozorg finds that 9 on the river. 4.4 blinds in the middle. River goes check, check. What does Toddy try to get called by a 9 or 8? They do. 3 blinds to go. Nice play by Grozorg to get the bet in on the river from Toddy, and then maybe even a check raise here. Grozorg goes in the tinker. Says I want some more chips. 10.5 blinds to go. Now it would be crazy if Toddy 3-bets the river, repping the full house. Nope. No, we're not getting anything too crazy here today. Got some great play though. Ace Queen suited. Grozorg opens and takes it down pre. Ace Queen for European. They limp it on in. Whoa, 9-4-0. Tough to play against. Raises to 3.3 blinds. European might just rip it in. 28 in total. Do we find a smaller 3-bet here? Do we ever call? I don't think so. 9 blinds to go, says European. And European takes it down pre. Queen 7 suited. We got a couple of 8s for Grozorg in the small blind. Ace Deuce O for Toddy in the big. European opens, faces a 3-bet to 7. Still in the hand, but eventually finds the fold. 7-6 suited. Grozorg will open, and then there's a couple of 5s for Toddy in the small blind. We'll see if they go for the 3-bet again here. No, they must have just been looking to put a lot of pressure on Grozorg earlier in the tournament there. Oh, we got a bottom set for Toddy leading on out. Middle pair for Grozorg. Open-ended straight draw to the 9 or 4 with the backdoor flush draw in there. Finds the call. Queen of spades on the turn, of course. But of course, 9 blinds in the middle. tough for Toddy to get a lot more. 7. 7 on the turn. Like, I don't know if you want to overbet this spot. If Grozorg raises, we obviously can get this all in. 3-bet. 9 on the river. Bad news for Toddy. Do got a one-liner to the 7. Jack 10 gets there. Yikes. 3-handed bottom set. Yikes. 23 blinds in the middle. What? There's some like ace jack, king jack of spades. 10x. Does 6-5 ever turn itself into a bluff? I don't know, but Toddy talks himself into another bet here. Overbet 24.5 blinds. Grozorg calls and shows him the bad news. 23 blinds now, or 29 blinds for Toddy, sorry. I was thinking maybe Toddy checks on the river. Maybe hero calls still. Instead, they just lead out. See the bad news themselves. Jack, Jack for European in the small. Ace 9 in the big blind for Grozorg. Sees a 3.5 blind open. Do we just jam? We call King Jack 7 flop. 3 of a kind for European. Nice call by Grozorg Pre. No need to turn your hand into a bluff there. You can just see a flop, yo. It's bad news. You're going to need some help, but you don't find it on the 5 of spades turn. Nope. European does have the flush draw to go along with the set. The board's locked up for him. No straight draw. No nothing for Grozorg. Sitting here with ace 9. 109 blinds. Grozorg is disciplined as fuck, and they check back the turn. 10 off clubs on the river. Ace, queen, queen 9, 8, 9. All those straight draws get there, but that doesn't matter. There's 3 spades out there, and European bets 5.5. There's some bugs banging on the window, and it's kind of scary. Oh, it makes me... Well, because they're big bugs. That's why it's kind of scary. Because it sounds like there's people out there. But no, it's okay. Toddy gets a walk with a 3 and a 2. That's good news for them. Jack 6 suited for Grozorg will open it up. Hello, Toddy with Jack 8 suited in the small blind and 30 blinds. Can we see a flop here? No. Fuck. Queen 2, European will fold. Ace 10 for Toddy. Opens the button. 2 blinds to go. King Jack for Grozorg. Calls 8-5 2 flop. Not a whole lot going on here. Grozorg with King High. 2 overcards. Toddy with a little bit of backdoor straight draw. Wheel draw, that is. Backdoor wheel draw. Ace 10. 2 overcards. Checks it on. Back 8 on the turn. Pairs the board, and Toddy bets 3 blinds. It's kind of a hefty bet. Lots of draws out there. Toddy says, fuck it, let's go for a bet. Grozorg goes in the tinker, finds the call, 8 on the river. So the draws miss. 11 blinds in the middle. Does Toddy value bet ace 10 again? They do! 7.5 blinds to go. What a... Whoa, we have seen some wizardry, yo. King Jack's thinking about a hero call. Great game by Toddy. Gets the hero call. 26 blinds slide their way. 42 for him. What a play by Toddy. 5-5 versus Queen Jack. 1-5 gonna be folded and a 10 as well, which could come into play. 5's open, queen jack calls, Europeans out of there. 9, 8, 6 flop. So Toddy does have the straight draw to the 10 to go along with 2 overcards. They lead out once again, 1.7 blinds. Grozark with a straight draw to the 7. They find a call with the under pair of 5s. Jack on the turn. Goes big bet, 6.5 blinds into 9. Grozark is a believer and finds the fold. Jack, Jack for European once again. Raising the 3.5 blinds, Grozark with queen 3-0. I thought we would have folded by now, but Grozark's still in the hand. Eventually does let it go. 9-8 suited. European opens the button. King 7 suited for Toddy in the big blind. They call King Queen 8 flop. Excuse me. Both players with backdoor hearts, and we find the 5 of hearts on the turn. But 5 blinds in the middle. Toddy still has the toppest of pairs, European with third pair. 8.5 blind bet into about 5. Toddy is going going ruthless. Holy shit. Stumbling over my words. We get a call by the pair of 8s with the flush draw to boot. 22 blinds in the middle. 19.5 behind. Toddy rips it all in with the top pair. Look, there's a lot of shit that I missed, but there's some shit that got there. You don't expect some random ass pair of jacks to go all in on the river. A queen wouldn't go all in on the river. Would a king go all in on the river? Well, apparently so, but you would think maybe not all of them. Toddy says yes, all of them. King 7 suited is in there. If we got a king, we're probably jamming it all in. There's a few straight draws that get there. Pair of 8s does hit the muck. Good news for European. 8-9. Toddy flops 2 pairs again. Europeans open, ended with the backdoor flush draw and a backdoor straight draw to Jack 10. European bets a blind. Toddy quickly calls. Jack of spades on the turn. Juicy, juicy card. Does European hit him with an overbet? Probably not. But a pot size bet. No, 3.3 though. Still pretty juicy. We'll put about 10, maybe 11 blinds in the middle. 14 behind. 8-9, the 2 pairs calls. 4 of diamonds on the river. Pretty sure that's still a brick. 7-5 was already a straight. That 4 means nothing. European will rip it all in, and we get a snap call. 2 pairs will take a 40 blind pot. Another beautiful play by Toddy, and we are heads up. 90 blinds to 80. And we're probably striking a deal shortly. Wow, so we made it all the way through. If you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Through all the stumbling and bumbling, we saw a great show between all these dudes. This should be the end of the show, as they're going to obviously chop it up. I don't even know what I'm waiting for. Oh, 7-5, we'll bet 1.1 blinds, and king high, we'll find the fold. Good shit. One last hand to end the show. Yikes. Alrighty. So if you got any comments or suggestions on how to improve the show, don't be afraid to throw those down in the comments below. Alrighty. Adios, amigos.